All right, welcome back, everybody. This is another episode of my Project Ozone series, and I kind of did a bit of off-camera work and went a little bit nuts this weekend. A quick little project ended up taking me about 13 hours, and what I ended up doing was building and improving on the farm system. So we have the portal, which I just decorated with some carpenter blocks and some marble. I moved the power to a centralized point over here in case I want to expand it. And I've got like a tiny little house that, I wish I wouldn't do that. That's does all the storing and some processing, which I'll show you in a minute. And then there's the big farm. And what I've done is I've got two massive, well, a 2x2 set of massive farm plots on this bottom layer, and it's got like a planter in the middle of each of these plots with an emerald upgrade. They've all got emerald upgrades in these ones, and that's generating yellowite, that's generating steel. This one's doing the Magnesio, and then the final one is doing, at the moment, Certus quartz. Mainly because I'm going to need to expand into big reactors soon, which is why I've got the yellowite going. The Certus quartz is going to be used for applied energistics too. I want to get that sorted out pretty soon, so I'm going to need a big supply of that. The Magnesio, I need that to get to the Zavisio armor set, which we talked about an episode or two ago, maybe a little bit longer. It needs a ton of that stuff to make up one piece of Zavisio, so that's got an entire crop set for itself. And steel we're also going to need for the big reactors, because they changed the recipe for making the basic blocks, which needs steel now. So instead of going down the coal coke route, I decided to go the magical crops route. And then on the top layer, this is basically the setup that I've got, and the top layer has got, each plot is split into, it's got 4 planters in each section, as we can see here. And so I can get 4 different crops in each block. So that allows me to expand this for 12 other types of crops. And basically all it is a planter with a copper, actually that's a bronze. Yeah, a bronze upgrade, which allows it to cover a quarter of the big square. The sprinklers fed by a water system, which has got like these just like hardened portable tanks with a sprinkler sitting on top. And that's fed through an Ender IO pipeline. It's got like a central bus that runs down through the middle down here. And if we go down to the basement, we can see how that's all set up. It's just like I've got like central buses running down with the 3 pipes, and then that feeds up. And then up through the middle, it runs up to the top. It's all, and then you've got these are the reservoir tanks, which are feeding all the little tiny portable tanks to keep the sprinklers going. And the entire thing is just piped down. So, I mean, these are just like, and the reason why I've got the underground basement is so I can still access the planters if I find that's just a water bus, because it's just got a water pipe on it. This is like one of the central buses, which means that there's a planter on here somewhere. See, there's a planter right there. And I've got it set up on here, on the Ender IO conduit on the item thing to feed in steel seeds. And then that's just the electric. So if I wanted to change the seeds that are in the plot, I just come down here and modify that Ender IO conduit. And then that's just water. And then there's the other planter for the bottom layer right here. And see, that one's got the yellowite. And they can swap them out pretty easy at any time. And then there's the other planter is like there, which has got the Minitio. And then the final one on the bottom layer, which is there, which has got the quartz. So that entire project took about 13 hours to do, which I wasn't intending, but it allowed me to build up a big supply of resources on those. And we've also got there's also chunk loaded. And on the top layer, whoops, he says, we've got Enderium, rubber, vibrant alloy, and Certus quartz. Certus quartz? Yeah, Certus quartz. And actually, we've got Certus quartz and nether quartz. Nether quartz was on the bottom. All of which are used for applied logistics too. And then just to access these planters, I used some Ender IO facades. So when I put the wrench on, it opens up. It does that. You change to a wrench and it makes the block invisible and allows you to access. Oops. I'm not sure why that's not. Oh, it's because I haven't put. I haven't put a filter on these yet because they're not in use. But if I go over to the one over here, if I can get hold of it, a little bit tricky. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, see that one's got the Certus quartz seeds, and it's the same principle as what we got running down on these bottom ones. And then all the harvesters are linked down, and it runs through to a central pipeline which feeds into this drawer controller, which puts the stuff into these drawers. As you can see, stuff's coming in and going out, the raw essence. And then what I've done is I've got these, I made up the crafted tier 3s. So if we look at the recipe for that, they're from RF Tools, and you make up a tier 1, and that allows you to have 2 recipes. If you then convert that, which is, I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe. It's like a crafting table, redstone torch, a machine frame, which is just made up of iron, gold, and lapis. And then the tier 2 allows you to use 4 recipes, and it's the tier 1 crafter, which you made in that previous recipe. And again, very easy recipe. And then I've made it up to a tier 3, which allows you to have 8 recipes. And again, it's the same upgrade with the machine in the middle. It's very cheap for a very powerful machine. And what that's doing is it's pulling out of these drawers. If I open up the bottom here a second, we're doing an in and an out, and it's filtering in these raw materials from that are being pulled in from the farms. And it's like the Enderium essence, Enderman essence, yellowite, vibrant, and quartz, and rubber wood, which I'm not currently growing right now. And when it feeds that in, you select one of these things and you create a recipe. And then it puts the output, or it converts this into that. So it's kind of processing all the raw output and putting it into the main thing. So, and then we've got another one set up to do all the way down to Zavicio. And what I did over the weekend, because I had so much of this stuff, I ended up converting down. See, I've got 41 Zavicio in there. And that's taken a long time to get that small amount. But it allowed me to also make up the master infusion stone. So if we look at the infusion stones, we started off with a weak one, which we made by putting an emerald in, surrounding it by Minicio. And then what that allowed us to do was put the infusion stone inside of a middle slot in a crafting table and then surround it by green essence, and that converted it into ACO. And then we made up a regular infusion stone because I had the rubber seeds. So I surrounded the infusion stone with rubber seeds, and that made up the regular, which allowed us to get Crucio essence. And then I made up the, I got the, what was it? Yeah, Certus Quartz seeds, which was made up by using the Crucio and some Certus Quartz and a green Minicio, which we all had, which we had access to because of the conversion of the Minicio from that seed. And then we made up a strong, that made up the strong infusion stone. So we was able to get Imperio. And then finally I was able to get the extreme, which converted the blue Imperio into the purple pink Zvicio. And I used the, what seed was that I used to get that? I think it was the Yellowrite, I think it was. Because I needed the Yellorium. Yellow. Oh dear. Yeah, oh good grief, fingers going all over the place. Yeah, I used the Yellorium ingots with the blue and a Minicio to give me Yellowrite seeds. And then when it grew 8 essence, that allowed me to make up that infusion stone. And then finally, the master infusion stone, I used, I'm trying to remember which one that I used now. It was Enderium. I made up some Enderium seeds, smelted down some Enderium, Enderium blend, which was platinum, silver, 2 tin, and then some ender pearls inside of the magma crucible. And that allowed me to get the master infusion stone. And the nice thing about that master infusion stone is that it has infinite durability. So it can be used over and over and over again without destroying. So I placed it into this crafter. So it now pulls into each of these recipes to make up each of the types of essence. And when the farm pulls in the Minicio, it then stores the ACO inside this inventory. And you do that by telling it to do INT, which is internal, I think. And it places the result into this storage buffer instead of this output buffer. And then it converts that into the Crucio into the Imperio, and finally the Imperio into the Zvicio, and then that changes to external, and it puts it into this output buffer, which gets pulled back into this system here. And as you can see, with the Enderium, I've now got 2,400 ender pearls, over 4,000 Yellorium, and 5,000 Minicio seeds, and 284 vibrant alloy. And I've also got 62 Enderium ingots and over 1,000, well, close to 2,000 nether quartz. Same with the Certus quartz is like 984. Now the steel, I've only just got going on this bottom layer. And at the moment we're at like 8 ingots. But that'll pick up relatively fast as each one grows. I think it generates like 2 seeds. It's got a chance of generating 2 seeds. And it'll quickly spread. And it'll eventually fill up this entire area. And we'll start getting a good amount of steel ready to make the big reactors. So that's what we got going on here. What I'm going to do, I left these three open so you could see how they were working. And like I said, all it is Ender IO conduits running down central. Excuse me. All it is, it's Ender IO conduits running down a central bus on each lane and meeting up the main bus. And then it goes down the middle into the main line, which feeds into the crafting system and the reservoir and the power line. And it's all centralized. So like I said, that little project took like 13 hours. It took a lot longer than I expected. And what I'll do off camera is I'll fill these all up with dirt now, ready for when I want to grow some more seeds, because we're going to need some more stuff anyway. And it's just another good way of getting some resources fairly quickly. I mean, we use magical crops, so we might as well make use of it. And okay, so that's what we did there. And then back over on the central base, I did a little bit of cleaning up. I moved the portal up to the top because I kept going to this system here and pulling out stuff to make, and so instead of going up and down, up and down, up and down, we just did this. And I took the auto conversion for the cobblestone that was converting down, compressing it into a bunch of series, and I noticed that if I go down here, I've converted it into using just a tier 3, and again we've got 8 recipes, so it converts the cobble into compressed, stores it in the internal buffer, as you can see here. That's what it's doing. And then that goes to double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple, and septuple, which I don't think we have any of yet. No, we've only got... It takes a long time to get to this stage, but this seemed a little bit quicker and it was a lot more compact than having a whole bunch of auto crafters or auto packages. I also cleaned up this entire system. Now that I've got creative flight, I was able to go down underneath and put some pipes underneath, which I thought tidied it up a little bit. I took all the lava generators off because they were doing pretty much next to nothing, so it's just now just feeding into the Tinker's construct furnace, and then we've got a bunch of spare lava there, which I probably ought to put into a tank at some point. And then this system here was tidied up on the pipes, and I also converted the basic filters into the advanced filters, and so we can get 10 onto one pipe now, so I don't have bits coming off the side. And I think that was all that was done. Nothing changed over. The only thing I changed over here was that this tank filled up, so I converted it to a resonant portable tank, which changed it from 128,000 to 512,000. And I emptied out this a little bit. I really don't need any of the stuff that's in this at the moment. So that's kind of what happened. It was a bit of a long tour of what happened this weekend, but that's what happened. And what I really want to do now is, the other problem that I had was the iron and the flint. Well, the flint's still got a little bit of room, but the iron filled up and it overflowed the system and it backed up. And it just, the sieves went crazy. They were spouting stuff out everywhere because it had nowhere to go. So what I've had to do is funnel the excess down into this trash can, which is there. Again, I put some facades on there so they'll go invisible when you put a wrench on, which is another Ender IO feature. And if we look at the draw controller, that now has a priority of 1, so it'll try and put it into the draw controller first. And if it doesn't have room inside the drawers for whatever it's trying to put in, it'll then route itself temporarily into this trash can. So I'm kind of wasting a whole bunch of iron because of the sheer volume that it's generating. from the sieving system. But I've got nothing else to do with it right now. So another reason why I want to get to applied energistics, because I'm starting to outgrow this basic chest system, especially where iron and flint is concerned. Same with, actually, even with bone meal. That's coming towards the end. So, with that in mind, what I really want to do, I'll claim these rewards in a second. If we look down on the basic book, I need to be getting down to this area here where we're doing the, I think all of this stuff here is applied energistics too, which gives us a better storage system. So, and I think to unlock that, I need to go down this route here, which is an enrichment chamber, a quarry, an ender quarry, a digital miner, and then it opens up the inscribers and all the applied energistic stuff. So that's kind of the route that I want to go down first. I also want to clear off the mechanized panels, which are the advanced solar generators. I need 4 of those. A, it'll give me a sound muffler, and B, I also had to purloin one of my windmills to take to the applied energistics, to take to the mining dimension for the farms. And I kind of would like that back. And then what I'd also like to do is get some tesseracts so I can keep all the energy centralized over here and route it through to the mining dimension with a tesseract. So, because I've got all the materials for that, what I've done is I've lined up a whole bunch of stuff, and this should be all the materials that I need to make up the solar panels. And if you remember, the energy tablets were made, where are they? Energy tablets. They were made up with the enriched alloys, gold and redstone. So I made up 16 of those. I think it was 16, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I'm going to need 15 of those. And the enrichment alloy was made using the metallurgic infuser, where you put redstone and I think it was iron. I'm pretty sure it was iron. If we put a bunch in now, just pick up a couple of spares. See if that goes through. Yep, it's got enriched alloys. That's what how you make that. Put redstone in there, iron in there, and it makes up these. And this is going faster because I made up some basic speed and energy upgrades. Which, again, like I said, I went nuts this weekend. I didn't really mean to do as much as I did. Where are those? They are... Is this Mine Factory? I think this is Mine Factory. No, it's Mechanism, isn't it? Mechanism. You made up energy upgrades with just some gold powder, glass, and some of those enriched alloys. And you can have 8 of those on one machine. And then I did the speed upgrades, which is osmium dust. So I took some osmium ingots and converted it in a pulverizer to dust. And that's how I got the upgrades for those. So that was pretty simple. So let's start by making the... Oh no, there was 16 there, look. Let's get all those out. And let's look at the advanced solar. It needs... One of those needs a bunch of those. So we need to make up 4 of these. So we need 4 per solar generator. 4 4s is 16, so we need 16 of these in total. And then to do that, we need to put the energy tablet and made up some solar panels. So we need these solar panels first, which is going to be glass, enriched alloy, redstone, and osmium. And I think we've got the... That's what all these are for. Let's grab all that. Should be able to make that up. Go over to a crafting table. and make up 48 of those, because that's how many you're going to need. It's a ton of materials. There you go. And we made up 48 of those. And then with those, we need, this is where the energy tablets come in. We need to make up 16 of these. So if we grab a recipe for that. I don't think it's going to let me auto place these, unfortunately. Nope. So we're going to put these in by hand because of the energy tablets. What was the recipe again? Nope, wrong button. Enriched alloy and osmium dust at the bottom. Like that. Like that. And that makes up one of those. We're going to do that 16 times. Okay. So we've got all of those. And then we make up the final panels by just using that final recipe. And again, we're going to have to put those in manually by the looks, because it won't let us, no, don't want to do that. You get 4 of those, 4 of those, and then we just put these in on the side. That's 1. Doink, come on. Doink, that's 2. Another one there, and there, there, and there. That's 3, and then the final one. We'll complete that quest, and it'll also allow us to pick up the reward for the wind turbines that we did a while back. And that should complete that quest, which it has. And we're going to pick up the... Let's take the left-hand side bag. Thank you. And we're going to take that sound muffler. I don't know what range it has. And we're going to put it down by these dang windmills that have been driving me crazy all weekend. If I do that, or does it need power? I wonder if that needs power. Let's try putting that, let's put that there. Nope. I don't think that's working. Nope, I don't think that's working. I must be, unless there's something I need to do with that. Don't know. Okay. For now, I'm just going to put the, let's just put the, actually no, we'll put those down actually somewhere. Find a home for those. Oh, the other thing that happened this weekend is I died. I was gonna go down to the bottom platform, so I double tapped a spacebar to activate the flight ring, and it didn't work, and I just went falling, and I got disorientated, and I was smashing the space key, and before I could actually recover, I hit the bottom and died. So it created a gravestone down here. Now, luckily, I had the jetpack that we made up, and I was able to come down here, and it put a gravestone on that dirt slot, and I was able to build a little platform around it, break it, and get all my stuff back. But that cost me a life. In fact, if I go back onto the main page, see, it's got like I've now got died 1 time. Actually, that's really the 2nd time, because the quest book reset, and I died that 1st time in the nether. So I've had 2 deaths now, and which is why I've got 2 heads. Those are my 2 heads. It's very, very awesome. And we're going to extend this platform out a little bit. I have to get the light. That. Love this builder's one. That farm project was taken forever without this builder's wand. Let me grab some. Have I got any spare? Yep. Got a bunch of glowstone left over from the last project. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Should do that. Put those down, keep it consistent. So, oh no. Really? Okay, and then what I can do is I can put down one of those. Those and one of those. And I'll link that up. I'll link that up off camera. I'll just run a cable underneath and link it into the entire system. And that's generating actually the same amount of power as one of these wind turbines, but it was a whole lot more complicated to make. So given the choice, I think I would rather make these than I would make those. But that'll give us a bit more power, because that was the other thing that I noticed when I bumped up some of the speed upgrades, is that it's now pulling in a whole ton of power. And it's kind of, I mean, I bumped up 50 speed on that one. It's got like 4,000 RF per tick, so I'm kind of running to the maximum of my capacity right now, which is another reason why I'd like to get for big reactors. Anyway, let's, oh, the other thing that I did, I said I did cut a lot more than I anticipated doing, was I created up a Zvicio shovel. And because the amount of dirt that I was digging, I needed a shovel, and I started off with an ACO, which is a diamond surrounded by ACO essence, which then converts into a Crucio, which is the one that previous ACO surrounded by the yellow dust. Then you make up that one surrounded by the blue dust, and that gives you the Zvicio shovel, which is the blue one surrounded by the purple dust, and then that becomes unbreakable. So I didn't have to repair it all the time, and so I did that as well. And what I need to do is pick up some quest rewards. Let's claim some of these. We can claim up the wind turbines that we made a long time ago, finally. And I'm going to take the electrical cable. And then we've got the Ascendants. I made up the Crucio armor, which was the it took the ACO armor and surrounded it by ingots of Crucio. So if we looked at the Crucio, to make up the ingot, you just put some iron with gold nuggets and some yellow essence, and it makes up 4 bars. I need 24 of those to make up this armor set. And then I took that armor set and made it into the Imperio, which took the Imperio ingot, which was the blue essence with the same recipe, and then you surround each armor piece with that type of ingot, and that's what I'm wearing right now. And then I've got enough Zvicio ingots to make up that final set, which I'll do right now. And that will give us creative flight without needing a ring of flight, so I can keep that spare. Take that off. And we're going to put that in there. You surround it like that. You put the boots on. Like so. Do the legs. Like so. And then finally the chest piece. Like that. And that gives us our final end line armor. And now with the ring of flight taken off, we still get flight built into the suit without relying on the ring. So that gives us a backup in case something bad happens, and we've got creative flight without access to the suit as well. And that gives us our 96% damage reduction negating fall damage and built-in flight. And so we can now claim all these rewards. Again, we're going to take the left-hand bags. 2 for each one. I didn't want to open up the bags off camera because that just didn't seem right. And the final one. Okay, so we've done quite a bit of this book, and then we got immersive technology. Because I grew the hemp seeds, or grew some hemp seeds on the farm for a little while, I was able to get that one as well, so we'll claim that reward. And then I think we're caught up on all the rewards. And let's open up some of these bags, see what we've got. A good, a greater, a basic, and an epic. Oh, 2 epic. Start with this one. And more of those. Don't know what those do. Glowstone torches. Oh, those are kind of nice. Solar generators and solar panel 3s. Don't really need those, but some day blooms, which we haven't started Botanica yet. And, oh, awesome. Because I wanted more chance cubes. Let's just dump those in there. Same with those and those at the moment. And those. Don't make one use those. Put those in there. And those. And let's clear out our inventory. Just double click that. Get rid of all that stuff. And I think... Oh! We got a zombie. Hello, Mr. Zombie. I must have a... Oh dear, we got a light level issue. Because I didn't put the final one down here. Okay. Good to know. Let's get, where did I put the... I don't have the glowstone. I'm going absolutely nuts. I just had that. Oh, I probably... Did I put them in here? Yeah, there they are. Let's go quickly put that down. Oh, gee, a spider! Oh! Well, wasn't expecting it to see him there. Which I should have done. Because... I'm sure you got a laugh out of that. I feel like I didn't get that much done, to be honest. We got the solar generators done up. But a lot of it was basically touring the farm system and explaining everything that I did off camera. Next couple of episodes, I want to get the Tesseract sorted out, work down that quarry line like we talked about. Where was it? On the beginning alpha. Go back. Yeah, I want to go down this line down here, and I think that's what I'm going to do next. And get the Tesseract sorted out. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you all for watching. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, I would very much appreciate it. And until next time, toodles!